secrets buried in the coldest ground. We're digging deep where the truth is found. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it all. Whispers echo in the darkened halls. Faint confessions on the paper walls. Every victim deserves their say. We're here to chase the night away. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it Unseen crimes, they thought they'd won, but the fight for truth has just begun. Every clue, every trace, bringing evil face to face.
Welcome back, everybody, to Daphne's Case Files. Today is November 18th. It is now 5:49 p.m. on New York State time. I have a special guest today. Her name is Shenanigans, and she is one of my mods. She lives in Canada, and I am going to welcome her, and then I'm going to welcome everybody else into the room. So this is Shenanigans. Welcome. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. We are going to welcome everybody in. Hi, Donna, Jennifer, Vegas Vixen, Mary. Hi, Miss Joyce. Good to see you. Anastasia. Hello. Bonzo. Hello. Mary, Angel Wings, Drippy. Hi, Jennifer, Mary. I think I went through those. I'm going up. Mama. Hi, Marlene, Crystal. It's me, Marytime, True Crime Junkie. Hi, welcome. This is Little Mama. Hello. And everybody else, hello. I know someone did a super sticker up here. JMH, thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here with us. And got to play our little music here. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Welcome in. So today we've got a special show for all of you. We will be going over finding the truth. We are going to be basically putting together, we already did this, similarities, right? There's a lot of similarities in these missing children's cases, and we have put those together. We're also going to be going over finding the truth. We want to find the truth of what happened to Jack and Lilly along with other missing children's cases. So by doing like a process of elimination and looking at location and what is all involved, we will get to the bottom of it. So Shenanigans, you want to go ahead and take the stage for a minute?
Yes, sure. Good to be here. Hi, everybody in chat. It's been a long time coming, I think. Me and Daphne have been talking since the beginning of this case, and we brainstorm, I would say, 10 times a day over different things. as a fellow Canadian and Maritimer, I will start by saying that everything I'm saying is going to be my opinion and speculation only, except for this. I just wanted to say that I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't have faith in the RCMP, faith that this case is going to be solved, faith that this is just going to be a cold case. I don't feel that way. I know why a lot of people feel that way. There's a lot of mistrust out there. Maybe rightly so in some cases, especially what happened in Portapique. But I think people need to start taking a bit more responsibility. There is a code of silence, I feel, particularly in the Maritimes. A lot of people are nervous to come forward, scared to come forward, or they just think that they're a rat, or that they're, basically, for lack of a better word, being a rat. When it comes to this case, the RCMP can only work with the evidence that they're given and the information that they're given. So if the county as a whole are just going to continue with a code of silence and not come forward with information that they know or what they've seen, then you can't blame the RCMP. You have to blame your neighbors and yourselves for the dated stigma attached to talking with police. I've researched cases in Canada, in Nova Scotia for a long time. I grew up in the 80s, so I grew up with unsolved mysteries. And I became curious at a very young age. Some of the cases from the Maritimes that I followed go way back, to the 70s and early 80s. The code of silence has been around since, Billy Smith, for example. And it carried on through the 90s. If you want to stay with PICTOU, you've got Kevin Martin, and people just don't want to come forward and with the information that they have. But somebody out there knows something, especially in this case, I believe, too. And I think today me and Daphne are going to try to look at different angles, different possibilities, theories that no doubt the RCMP are looking at. There's only so many things that could have happened, right?
Exactly.
But I would like to start out and say, if you know something, say something. If you've seen something, say something. There is no ratting out when it comes to two missing children. Lilly and Jack are missing.
Yep.
They are not, playing in the field. They are missing. Yep. So if you know something, you need to come forward. You need to get rid of the stigma that you're going to be a rat. We are not living in the 1970s and 80s anymore. This is 2025.
Yep.
And we don't stand by and let children go missing. We speak up and we say what's going on. And you have no one to blame but yourselves if you know something and you're not saying it.
And I want to go off of that too, because Lilly and Jack are missing now, right? God forbid, in a week from now or a month from now, somebody else's child goes missing. And if somebody knows something and could have stopped something from happening, from coming forward, that needs to happen. Even if you're scared to say something, write a note, drop it off at the RCMP, something that can help this case or any other case, because children are our future, and without them, we have no future, guys. So we're going to start with the Kevin Martin, because she mentioned him. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up on stage, right? Give me just a second. I want to to go here. Now, this is an unsolved, right?
Yes.
This is Kevin Martin. And we went over this a little bit. Can everybody see it? Right here. You can see the screen, Shan. All right.
I can see it.
Okay. So I'm going to read this. It's rewards for major unsolved crimes, right? And this young man, Kevin Martin, his date of birth is July 23rd, 1980. And I know you know a little bit more about what happened here, but they did find his remains, and his remains were found actually quite close to where Jack and Lilly disappeared. Now, the government of the province of Nova Scotia is offering a reward in the amount up to $150,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of whoever is responsible for the homicide of Kevin Wesley Martin, right? Here's a picture of him. On May 19th, 1994, Kevin Martin was reported missing from his residence in Stellarton, Nova Scotia. A missing persons investigation was conducted by the Stellarton police. However, he was never found. On November 13th, 2000, commercial loggers working in the Burnside area of the Colchester County discovered Kevin's remains. He was buried in a shallow grave. Physical evidence found at the scene established that his death was a homicide. And it says police believe that there are people, right? There are people who have information that could result in an arrest and possible charges, but nobody's come forward. He was just a kid, guys, just a kid, and he lost his life. And they believe that people know something and nobody said anything. Could this be going on with Jack and Lily's case? It says anybody with information regarding the persons responsible for the homicide of Kevin Martin should call the rewards for major unsolved crimes at 1-888-710-9090. You want to talk a little bit about that? I'm going to show the map of where he was found.
Yes, Tom, I saw your comments there, and I know that is a speculation. I won't repeat it online, but yes, I saw your comment. That is something that's been said. There was a lot of rumors surrounding this case. The mother of Kevin believed ultimately it was older children or older teens that he was hanging around with that were responsible. There was accusations against the stepfather in the case, who apparently was in a cast at the time. And yes, he went missing from Stellarton. I believe it was on McLean Avenue or McLean Street. Sorry, someone can correct me in chat. Yes, he was 13 years old, and he was seen in Thorold and then picked up by his parents. And as soon as he arrived home, he skipped out of town. And he was not seen. Police at the time believed he would turn up within a couple of days. He had run off before. And I think they really started to take it serious once birthdays started going by and he wasn't reaching out to his family. And it wasn't until loggers had began cutting down trees further down in Burnside, which is, I guess you would say, southwest of Landsdowne Station. So in between the 289 and the Pipeline Trail, basically. He was found a couple of feet underground, and it was clear with the autopsy report that it was a homicide. And by all indications, it was a brutal homicide. And till this day, we have an open file out there in Nova Scotia with a $150,000 reward. And these rewards are offered because the province and the RCMP or police department believe that somebody out there somewhere knows the truth. They don't offer rewards for cases that, for people that have wandered off. Let's just put it that way. There's a few cases here in Nova Scotia that have a reward system. One that we might touch on in a bit would be Devin Marsman. His case was solved. That was due to someone speaking up. There was 5 people that were charged ultimately in the most recent one this year in 2025. Devin went missing in 2022. It was family involvement, and it took someone to talk, someone to come forward, and he was found. And that's what we need for Jack and Lilly. We need someone that knows what happened to come forward, or someone who's seen something to come forward. You can remain anonymous. You can you can message Daphne. You can message myself. We'll put a couple of emails out there, and we can't let this case end up like Kevin's. We need to have answers. The whole world is watching, and it's not the RCMP that are letting us down. It's the people surrounding this case that are letting us down. Somebody saw something, and somebody knows something, and somebody needs to speak.
Somebody needs to speak. Exactly. I want to address these super stickers, and I want to show them how close he was to the home. Joyous, thank you for posting the Crime Stoppers number. And I had a super sticker up here. I want to get it to it. If I can find it up here. 1 second, guys. I saw a couple of them come through, and I just want to say thank you. I got to go through the chat here. It's moving so fast. Mama G, thank you so much for your super sticker. She says, thanks for your dedication. No, thank you for being here. Honestly, thank you. Thank you. We had one more under here too that I saw. Paula, thank you so much for your super sticker. I always love her little doggy in the picture. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And everybody else, hello, welcome in. Wolfie, hello. I don't see you, but I know you're my own personal ghost, and I know you're in here. So I know you are in here. So I'm going to post, I don't know if you want me to put your email in here. You can, do you want to put your email? I'm going to put, if anybody knows anything, it doesn't, if it's about Jack and Lily's case or any of these, and you are afraid to say anything to the RCMP or anything, you can give it to me. I will give it straight to them. My email is just like my channels, right? It's Daphne's Case Files. Anything you send me that you want to send the RCMP, I will give straight to them. It will be forwarded right over to them. That's my email right there.
I'm posting mine up as well.
Shan's going to post it. Why is it posting twice? That's so weird. Oh,
probably in both chats.
Okay. I'm like, what's going on? Dual stream. Let me find Joyce's thing so I could put her thing back up here with the information too. I meant to, there we go. And there's Shan's email too. She's posting hers.
And yes, 1-800-222-TIPS or the Northeast Nova Major Crime Unit located in Bible Hill.
There you go. Thank you so much. So I just want to go over this, and then we're going to go over to the one person that we were just talking about as well. So I want to show you guys how close. If you guys remember, I always kind of like this area here, the Sheep Herders Junction, for some reason always stood out to me. There's a little waterfall over in this area as well. I mean, they're all over the place, but there's one over here. Kevin's body was found close to the pipeline, guys. Close to the pipeline, right? 2002. Right? 2002 or 2000. Oh my gosh, my brain is fried. His body was found right here. And if you look, this is our family, neighbors, and all this right up in here, right? So that's not far away whatsoever. If my Google Earth would load. Google Earth is does not like my old laptop here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Google Earth right now, and we're going to go over here. Give me 1 second, guys. And this, because we were just talking about, this is another teen here, and we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to move on to what's going on with the Jack and Lilly case. Well, it's all. So this is Devin Marsman. And Shan, do you want to go over this a little bit?
Sure.
The one where the people. Yeah.
Yes. So this was the reason I wanted to touch base on this case is because this was a 16-year-old boy. There was suspicion around who was involved with his disappearance pretty well straight off the bat. I followed this case really closely because my son at the time was the same age, and even the clothing that he was wearing was exactly the same clothing that my son would wear. You know, it really hit home that he just disappeared, and suspected foul play right off the bat. And it took someone that was involved to speak up and say what had happened to him, and he was found. His mother was able to get whatever closure you can get from him being found. His cousin and his cousin's father, so I'm not sure if he was actually a blood uncle, but his uncle and others were charged with his red rum and disappearance and accessory after the fact. And I think I just wanted to highlight this case because it was solved. You know, cases can be solved, and it just takes someone to speak up.
Yep.
And you know, people deserve to get closure with Jack and Lilly as well, and they are out there. We'll discuss some theories in a bit, but they are out there somewhere. And we, as a community, as a country, as a world, really, because people from all over the world are watching, we need to step up for these kids. And if we don't step up and provide information to the RCMP, I fear it'll end up like Kevin's case. And RCMP have come a long way, in my opinion, from, you know, the 70s and 80s. Although there is still a small town mentality in the smaller communities, which makes people less likely to want to come forward. Because I know I've been in small towns my whole life. I know what it's like. You probably went to school with your local police officer. So that's why I say, you know, call anonymously, call 1-800-22-TIPS, message Daphne or I, and anonymously, and we'll pass it on. But we can't stand by and continue to let the misinformation come out, allegations that are unfounded to come out. We need to concentrate on the facts, and we need to, you know, logically come up with where these children could be. There's only so many explanations that can that exist for where they are. So I think if we all brainstorm together as a community, and I think we'll find the answers. And we just need to, like I said, get rid of the stigma of being a rat. This is about 2 missing children. You know, I would like to hope that they're alive, but I think realistically, there's been no sightings of these children. And if the children are no longer with us, then justice needs to be served. Do we want people responsible for making children disappear one way or the other out there walking the streets with our children? Because I know I don't. Do you want to drive down the road and wonder if they're there? Because I know I don't. And I know I've driven down lots of roads wondering what secrets they hold. So speak up.
Yep. See something, say something, guys.
Yeah.
2 children. This is a child here. And the last boy we showed, he was a child. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Now we are going to move over to the similarities. Finding solace. Please feel better. We love you. Go get some rest, honey.
Thanks for coming on Finding Solace.
I know she's not feeling under the weather. All right. Let me go over here. I'm going to put on, or if I can find it. Geez. Is this the one here? Still got to add some more to it. Give me 1 second. Let me put on some background music so it'll make it a little bit. Okay. That was weird. Okay. The comments are moving so fast. Like I'm trying to.
I know. I'm not seeing them either. I'm trying to respond here.
Oh, I know. That sucks. So, can everybody see this, or is it blurry? Let's see. How did we make it bigger last time like this? Everybody can see this on their screen. This is similarities in the cases, and you guys are going to be so shocked to see these. Is this the one where I highlighted it? Actually, let me put that one up real quick. The one where I highlight. Hold on 1 second. Is it this one right here? This is the one. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So we made this up earlier, right? And this basically, what happened? No, she doesn't feel well. She doesn't feel well. So basically what happened is there are several cases, right? And there's similarities within these cases. You have Jaden Spicer, right? We have Sebastian Rogers. We have Renesmee, which is a new case too. And then Summer Wells as well is one of them. And then Elijah Lewis, right? A lot of, it's crazy how similar. Now, most of these cases that I just mentioned have been solved, except for 2 in this list right here. Just in this list. And that's Jack and Lilly and Sebastian Rogers case, right? So I'm going to read through this. So key similarities in this, basically. Caregiver involvement and suspicion. In every case, the individuals responsible for the children's welfare are parents, step-parents, or legal guardians. And it says, came under intense police scrutiny and were eventually charged or convicted in connection with the children's death or disappearance, right? Says initial missing persons report. The children were initially reported missing often seemingly innocent explanation provided by the caregivers or parents, either wandered off or sent to a family member out west, right? That was the Elijah Lewis case. He was sent to a family member. These explanations were later found to be false or inconsistent. So we know with Sebastian Rogers. Now this case hasn't been solved yet. Mom was the last person to see him, right? She said that he ran off. Never seen on cameras, nothing, right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. His stepdad even said he went poof. But we know children don't go poof. And then Jack and Lilly, they supposedly ran off, right? And then we had the whole mom changed it to Amber Alert, right? Someone picked them up. The RCMP says there's no evidence that someone picked them up. Nothing, right? So the Elijah Lewis said he went out west, right? Renesmee, she walked off. We know what happened there. She didn't walk off. Jaden Spicer, he walked off. No, he didn't. Do you know what happened to these children? Jaden Spicer was found in a shallow grave inside a plastic tote close to a cemetery by where his grandmother was buried a few months earlier. Renesmee was thrown in a tote and thrown into the water, right? Then Elijah Lewis was buried in a shallow grave. So, God forbid, this could be going on with the Jack and Lilly case. Now I'm going to continue on reading. Hi, Jules. Hi, guys. Welcome in. If I didn't see you. The initial missing persons report. So it just basically says they missing. They walked off. There's a innocent explanation. They walked off. They ran off. Right. Haley, thank you so much for being a member for 1 month, honey. You're awesome. I have around 10 similar cases coming your way. Thank you. Yeah, we have more. We just kind of did them on. It's crazy how similar a lot of these are. It really is.
There does seem to be a bit of a common theme with a lot of these cases that Daphne Case Files and I were talking about earlier. CPS involvement, previous allegations, abuse, drug abuse, and the wandering off theory. And I've seen a couple people in chat mentioning about another Nova Scotia case, Dylan Ehler. The reason we chose not to touch on that one is that it is a very provocative case, very heated, much like the Lilly and Jack case. Also, there were similarities. The general consensus from the Truro police was that he fell into the water. But I don't want to take away from Jack and Lilly right now. So because that really is a whole other can of worms, and not to diminish his case or him being missing at all. But what we're trying to do is just show similarities at this point. But it is worth mentioning that there are some striking similarities in both cases. And I don't want anyone to feel that we are purposely excluding his case from that, because every child matters. But yes, a lot of similarities. The walking off theory seems to be one used a lot by neglectful, abusive parents. in my opinion.
Thank you. And then, yeah, I agree. Abuse and neglect. Another part of this is discovery, right? Discovery of the body, foul play. This says the cases transition from a missing persons investigation to a homicide investigations. Once evidence of foul play was uncovered or the children's bodies were found, often concealed in unusual locations, buried in a park, in a tote, in a river. A lot of these are like that. It's crazy. Significant public and media attention. All these cases garnered widespread media coverage and public interest, often involving in large-scale searches and community involvement to find the children. I wanted to highlight this one earlier. I meant to do it. Prior DCF, child welfare involvement. In the Elijah Lewis and Harmony Montgomery, another related case mentioned in the search results, there was a history of involvement with child welfare services, raising questions about the failures to protect children, right? Concealment of death. The caregivers attempted to hide the deaths or disappearances, such as moving a body, selling a vehicle used in the crime, or making false statements to authorities. This here, within these cases here, right? Now, nothing's been said about like Sebastian Rogers or the Jack and Lilly case involving this yet. But in these cases here, there's a stepdad or step parent, step caregiver or something, not the bio father, right? Not the bio father that's with the mother, the bio mother, right? Not the biological father of the children. Mothers who stay off of social media or lack of, right? Katie Proudfoot really didn't do much of social media. I mean, she has done some interviews, but not as many as you would think a mother would do, right? Malaya Brooks Murray and Felicia Gross, who was Jaden Spicer's mom. And Katie Proudfoot is Sebastian Rogers' mother. Now, here we go in the summary of each case with the similarities. So Jack and Lilly, the Canadian siblings, disappeared from their home in May 2025. The bio mother and stepdad, or mom's boyfriend, reported they wandered off, but police later shifted the focus to they didn't shift it to a suspicious death, but to an investigation. And then the family members were implicated. Sometimes the AI adds in what it wants. But I highlighted this. Previous CPS involvement we heard of, right? There was alleged rug abuse, and alleged anger. There's no trace of them that they were abducted, right? Sebastian Rogers, he was autistic. And remember, Malaya said that Jack and Lilly could be autistic, correct? So there's another similarity there. Sebastian Rogers, he's an autistic teenager. He was 15 when he went missing. He will be turning 17 here on December 7th. 17. He went missing from his home in Tennessee, February 25th, 2024. His stepdad and bio mother parents came under suspicion, and his mother and stepfather were not charged in connection with his disappearance, but the search is ongoing. But there was previous CPS involvement with this case. 3 times, I believe, CPS came to the home. 3 times, right? Paula, thank you for your super sticker. She says, I think Seth's mom and stepdad got tired of the autism iMovie. That's what happened. And thank you for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Let's see. Okay, sorry. I keep reading people's comments and getting off track here. All right.
Daphne,
huh?
Andrea sent you an email.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I will check it here in a little bit. Thank you. Elijah Lewis, right? That was the video that we were watching the other day, guys, right? The video that we were watching the other day on Hunter S. True Crime, he was putting how similar that case is to the Jack and Lilly, right?
So similar.
Yeah.
Shockingly similar.
Very, yeah. It is very creepy. He was 5, right? The same age Jack is now. New Hampshire, which isn't very far away from Canada, in the Northeast, right? His body was found buried in a park in Massachusetts after he had been missing for months without being reported. His mother and her boyfriend were convicted of murder and manslaughter. And mom and stepdad had rug abuse bad. She even had to take rugs the day he went missing, like to function, she said. But she already knew he was, you know what I mean? She knew what she did. Jaden Spicer was 10. He was a 10-year-old boy from Kentucky, right? This one's really bad, guys. I mean, they're all bad. It's just so bad. It just makes my brain go for blank because it's horrible. His body was found after his mother and stepfather reported him missing. Both were arrested and charged with murder and abuse of a corpse, guys. CPS involvement and abuse involvement. I want to say something with this, right? Jaden had been living with his grandmother because the mother had prior abuse charges towards Jaden, and his grandmother had passed away a few months prior. So Jaden went to live back with the mother who had abuse charges, right? Kind of like Emmanuel Harrow. And look what happened to poor Jaden. I mean, it's just crazy. It makes me so mad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay calm. The bio mother, right? Now, this is similar to Malaya. So Jaden's mom wrote a letter and wouldn't speak to the news outlets, right? She wrote a letter like a freaking kindergartner. Like, that's the way it looked. Because she couldn't speak to the news outlets because of the guilt was killing her, right? So she wrote a letter saying, we love Jaden, we want him home, find him. If you know anything, please tell the police. Sounds familiar to the letter that Malaya wrote, in my opinion. She overdosed Jaden and put him in a plastic tub that you would store like blankets in or stuff that you're not using, Christmas stuff or holiday stuff. She put his body in there and drove, I think it was about 15 minutes or so, close to a cemetery and put him in a shallow grave. Then we have Renesmee. She was 9. The mother, right? So CPS involvement with Jaden, the CPS involvement here. They all have CPS involvement, guys. That's the #1 red flag right there, in my opinion. Renesmee, 9 years old. Her mother had issues with rugs, so she went to go live with the mother's sister, which was an aunt, right? The aunt abused her. The aunt put cigarettes out on her back put cigarettes out on this little girl's back. I need a minute. Oh my gosh. All right. Stop. Think something else. I can't.
Yes, these cases are really difficult, and it's hard when you start hearing the depravity that some children are exposed to, and the reality that somebody could have stopped these things from happening, that CPS was involved, that other members of the family knew about the abuse, and people didn't speak up, people didn't step forward, and people didn't stop it from happening before it was too late. And it feels eerily familiar to Jack and Lilly. And that's the sad part, is that these children, no matter where they are right now, were let down many times. And I've noticed a few things in chat here. I think there's a petition going on. I would say that's what we can learn from this case is things need to change. Laws need to change. The circumstances surrounding disappearances of children needs to change. Daphne's case files and I were talking before the live, and one thing that stood out to us both is that when a child goes missing, major crime should be involved immediately from the very first phone call, from the very first moment, and the scene should be locked down. That should be the case for any child that goes missing. And you know what? If they're found within an hour, great. But in circumstances that like this, if things had been done differently, I think we might have had answers a bit earlier. And I think that is why people are feeling a bit of distrust maybe, or just contempt even, because we're all frustrated. Everyone in this chat is frustrated. Everyone in Nova Scotia, Canada, and the world following this case is frustrated. So if anything, we need to learn from this, and we cannot allow a situation like this to happen again with our children. CPS opened a file in December. Time will tell what was in that file. And I hope as an organization, they take a long, hard look at themselves and what went wrong in this case. And as for the RCMP, I also hope that they have a hard look at themselves and say to themselves, what can we do in the future to stop this from happening, to not let a case end up like this, locking down the area from the get-go, not allowing family members to search on day one, or day two, or day three. I personally think that was a mistake, and I'm not saying it's major crimes fault. I think it was down to the initial report that they had wandered off. And we can't forget that either. They worked with the information they were given, which was that they woke up and they were gone. We'll touch on some other surrounding circumstances for the timeline a bit later, but it is seems to be a very common theme among missing children. As I mentioned before, CPS involvement, previous history of abuse, neglect, and or drug use in the home. And people were aware of it and didn't do enough to stop it. And as a result, children disappeared, never to be found, or were found deceased.
Yeah, exactly. I think I agree with that entire statement, because the thing is, when there's CPS involvement, they need to look into why, right? And with Sebastian's case, we were told that he went and told a teacher about abuse, like alleged abuse, right? And then shortly after that, he's gone. Now with the Renesmee, I believe they were homeschooled, but there was some type of child welfare or something coming to check, right? But how did they not notice that? I don't understand. How did they not notice that she was being abused? I don't get it. Same with Jaden Spicer and with Emmanuel. Why would you let children go back to parents that have previous abuse charges? I don't comprehend that. Do you? I don't understand it. It's horrible. It's very sad. There is what did they email me something to?
I think what I'm seeing is that there's a petition going around. The chat is moving very fast, so
let me slow it down.
There's a bit of I think there is a petition going on for changes. I'm not sure if it's regarding our CPS or the way cases are handled in general.
Here, let me
But yes, I 100% agree. Things need to change. Laws need to change. Protocols need to change because it keeps happening. And, both in Canada and the United States and other places, if, for example, in my speculation only, if parents can turn around and say the kids walked off at any given time, this potential excuse will be continued to be used over and over again, and it appears it has. I find it difficult that all these children just wander off, with the same, situation around them of CPS involvement, abuse, neglect, drug use. Like, it's over and over and over again, the same situation, and I don't know, as someone who's followed true crime, the odds are almost always, if when a child goes missing, that it's someone that they know.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost never a stranger abduction. It is a very rare, very, very rare that it's an opportunist.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost always in a home of one parent and one step parent, with all the things that I just mentioned. And I'm not saying that this case is exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
However,
it's laid out the same.
It's laid out the same, and
Mm-hmm.
there has been no substantial evidence found.
Nope.
Regarding Jack and Lilly in the woods. There has been multiple searches by various organizations now at this point. So unless they're under the ground, they're not, in my opinion, above the ground in the woods.
That's what I think somewhere.
You know, I try to keep my mind open to all the theories. Daphne Case Files and I talk at length every day, brainstorming, playing devil's advocate, bouncing every theory, including you know who's, back and forth. We do not discriminate. We examine it all. And you know, we invite everyone to have an open mind as to what can happen here.
I would even like to hear people in chat like tell us what they think, and then we can kind of, you know what I mean, work around it. And because
yes, especially those that are really local to the case. You know, people that live in the county, that have grown up in the county, that know what I'm talking about when I say the code of silence. This is not a new thing. This is something that's been going on for decades. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop.
CBC, because they said when Daniel said people could send tips and he would pass them along, there was criticism. Is there something you can say to explain? Because some people do not feel comfortable speaking to police or even going around police. Some people are so scared that they feel they will get backlashed or seen by their peers, looked down on by their peers if they go and talk to police. So if they feel comfortable enough, if they don't feel comfortable enough sending a tip to the police, they're more than welcome to send it to one of us and we can pass it along. No problem. Daniel, now, on the other hand, I can't speak for him, but in my eyes, he's a suspect. He was an adult there on the property the day 2 children disappeared, just so as in Malaya and Jamie are. All 3 are suspects in my eyes. So, I mean, you could send tips to them if you want, but
yes,
will we pass them on? I don't know.
Yes, I agree with Daphne. Daphne and I aren't suspects in a case of 2 missing children.
Yeah.
We weren't on the property when these 2 children went missing. So exactly. I wouldn't send tips to anyone in the family if it was me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And no, by all means, we don't want tips to come to us. We'd rather they went to the RCMP. But, you know, the fact of the matter is that people are more preoccupied about looking like a rat or looking like they're down with the, you know, the police, than they are about 2 missing children. Exactly. And I think that's sad, to say the least.
Yep. Yeah, the number's been given out. Exactly.
1-800-222-TIPS.
1-800-222-TIPS. So I wanted to go over, here, let's pull up that, let me pull up this real quick. She made she made a thing over here. Let me pull it up. Let me get on the page real quick. Hold on, where did it go? Oh, I got to refresh my thing. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's weird.
Bonnie Garrett made a good point here.
Yeah.
She says there needs to be something more to make people talk, especially when they are closely involved. I agree. They recently passed, or in the process of passing, a new law where if you are with someone who has overdosed on rugs, and you are in possession of rugs, you will not be charged when you call 911 to get them rescued. It's something that they're working on. I feel like that it is already passed. If someone can say something in the chat that might be more familiar with it, I watched It's called Dispersing the Fog. It is another podcast run by a lawyer out of Halifax. And as many of you probably know, Paul Palanjo, he wrote quite a detailed investigative story on Portapique. He was talking about it. He was talking about it on a couple of shows ago. And I think that you're right, Bonnie. I feel that more could be done to protect people that would say perhaps be an accessory after the fact. Somebody who wasn't necessarily involved in a death or red rum of someone, but knew about it afterwards, perhaps drove someone somewhere, and I think they do plea deals for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, there's 2 cases I can think of right off the bat. People that got away with things, in my opinion. Carla Homolka is one that I throw out there all the time. Paul Bernardo's wife, involved in multiple murders, including her own half-sister, cut a deal. And she's out. She's in Montreal. She's married. She's got a family now, living her best life. So there's help for anyone in this case. If you know something, even if you're involved, you can be out and you could be living your best life before you know it. Especially, and I'm going to say this and hope that it doesn't come across the wrong way, and I apologize if it does, but members of the First Nations community here, there are different protocols that are involved if you're part of the First Nations community. I followed a case really closely, Tori Stafford out of Ontario. It was a very sad case. One of very few where it was an abduction. It wasn't a stranger abduction. It was someone known to the family. And they were able to lure her away from her school, after school, on the guise, I believe it was, to go and see some puppies. Terrible things happened to that poor girl. There was 2 people charged, husband and boyfriend, girlfriend team. And it was, the female's name was Terry Lynn McClintock. And she actually went to a healing lodge in out west. And while the male perpetrator went to the penitentiary. So when I say come forward if you know something that you, even if you knew after the fact or you participated in some way, there are ways for you to help and not be put in a penitentiary. Again, there's anonymous tips. I just think people need to get off the rat train and get on to stop letting people get away with hurting children. And get on that train.
It's time to lock up all those people that hurt children and pets and hurt anybody in that matter, to be locked away, thrown out.
It's happening too often. It's just too much. And Nova Scotia as a population where it's 1 million people, the amount of missing people here is, in my opinion, very large percentage to the population. And to have 2 children go missing out of a small county, and we are nearly 7 months, approaching the 7-month mark, and we don't know where they are. It's unacceptable, really. And as a community, we should all be really looking hard at ourselves and our neighbors and everyone around us, and questioning how long we're going to allow this sort of stuff to happen. And it just needs to stop.
Yeah, it's freaking horrible. That's why I want to pull up this petition. Can you see it? So she started a petition. It's for 50, well, starts at the 50 signature mark. It's treating missing persons reports as crime scenes.
I'll sign that.
Yeah. The
100%.
issue, you're right. The issue: Lilly and Jack Sullivan, two beloved children from our community, have been missing for days. You live there in the community? Where's she at? Who made the?
I think it was Andrea, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Was it Andrea?
Where's she at? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was too. Andrea, you made the post, right? You made the petition? Are you local?
I know she's in Nova Scotia. Husband, you're in Saskatchewan. Okay, sorry. I thought you were in Nova Scotia. Your husband's ex-RCMP, right? I think I saw that in chat before. I take in a lot of information. Sometimes it slips out.
I know, my brain feels like it's like overflowing all the time.
Man.
It's crazy.
Daniel Martel says he's got booklets full of tips and ideas. Well, so do I.
And he took a class too.
So did I, Daniel.
We all take classes. I got a whole computer full of it here with actual school stuff. It's her petition says, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, two beloved children from our community, have been missing for days. Despite efforts from family and friends, their whereabouts remain unknown. In situations like this, time is of the essence. Absolutely. Every moment that passes without an action could be crucial, with evidence lost and lives hanging in the balance remain unmatched. It is not just about Lilly and Jack. It's about establishing a system where potential victims can be protected immediately. When someone disappears from their home, their absence often leaves behind vital clues that can piece together their whereabouts. Absolutely. Those clues are sometimes the only link law enforcement has in the moments immediately following a disappearance. Rather than delaying critical investigative actions until there is irrefutable evidence of a crime, we must adopt a preventative rather than a reactive approach. Good grief, my lips don't want to work. Statistics show that incorporating crime scene investigation principles from the onset of significantly increases the chances of recovering missing persons swiftly and safely in the U.S., according to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. On the average of 2,300 children are reported missing daily. That's crazy, right? Delays in addressing these cases as potential crime risk valuable leads and increase the heartache endured by countless families. We propose an amendment in law enforcement protocols that mandates immediate crime scene processing in cases of unexplained disappearance from residents. The establishment of a task force within precincts trained specifically in missing persons cases would ensure equipped, prepared teams that can act swiftly without the holdups, and then it says typically associated with jurisdictional red tape. Addressing disappearance proactively would involve treating homes as initial crime scenes, preserving potential evidence such as digital footprints, and utilizing all available media to alert communities quickly. We urge policymakers to act swiftly to ensure these measures are enforced nationwide. We cannot afford to wait for the next heartbreak to make a change. We must act now to provide hope to all families like the Sullivans who are praying for the safe return of Jack and Lilly. And it says, please sign this petition. Yes, it was Andrea. I guess I could have scrolled down to see the answer, right? I'm going to post.
You should post it on your community page on Daphne's case files.
Yeah, I'm going to. So, guys, I am going to post this petition on my community page, guys, okay? Hey, Squidlet, are you squid or are you
Baby squid?
baby squid? Because I see like squid like in other chats, but it's Squidlet always in mine. So that's why, because I know how YouTube changes the names.
I just wanted to touch on a couple of comments, if I can, Daphne's.
Good job.
Hi,
Andrew.
Nova. I'm
Hi, guys.
really looking forward to your in-depth on Kevin Martin. I will be there, and I will cheer you on. I really looking forward to that. With Chaz Elliott, when there's missing kids, there's no rats. Yes, please.
Definitely.
Spread the word. When there's missing children, there is no such thing as rats. You know, this isn't talking about, we're not in COVID times where we're, grassing up our neighbors, for having a barbecue. This is why people feel dejected or feel like they can't talk to police or RCMP, because we created a bit of an atmosphere, I think, as a country, with people just don't want to mind their own business because of things like that. And I can understand that, but this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about missing children and why they're missing, and we need to find where they are. And also, Briannica 90, Carissa went to your school. I'm very familiar with the Carissa Boudreau case. And the reason I picked your comment is because I find it really interesting, and this maybe you can take note, all the suspects in this case. And I say that loosely because we don't know what happened with Jack and Lilly, but I'm going to say that Penny Boudreau was not addressed as a subject in the media for quite some time. She was actually, the media and members of the police said she wasn't a subject. Meanwhile, they were lasered in on her, and they knew what was what. And her neighbors were talking. They heard things. They saw things. And eventually she was found guilty for the murder of her own daughter in a very brutal way. What disgusts me, I think, the most about this case is that she's already having day visits outside and will likely be released far too soon, in my opinion. I feel like I agree with this petition. I think there should be another petition. If you take the life of a child, you do not walk the streets again. Nope. Period.
Really not.
It disgusts me to think that people that murder children walk among us. Can I mention the PICTOU sadist?
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I know here in the United States that doesn't work. Like, they should never, ever. The petition is shared to my community post as of now.
Perfect. I'll be one to sign it. I'll be the next one to sign it.
Yes. So anybody that wants to sign it can sign it. It's on my post right now. As of now, I just shared it on there. So I agree. Nobody, these people, like, I don't understand. And there's signs, guys. There are signs to look for too. Like I said, I'm telling you, and I'm not saying all people that have CPS involvement are bad people, right? But that's a red flag. That's a red flag usually when CPS is involved, correct? Or am I crazy? That's usually a red flag, right? And teachers, when teachers are involved, like are notified, like with Sebastian's case, he went to his teacher. He said something to his teacher. He was failed because CPS came out again and he's gone. I'm not saying the parents did anything, but he's gone. So there's signs, right? When parents are doing rugs, that's usually a sign that there's something going on at home if there's children. When the children are allegedly walking off, that means they're being abandoned. They're not being taken care of. When children are showing up at school with black eyes, bruises on their body, you gotta say something. This can't keep happening. We all need to work together as a community to get these crazy people off the streets, away from children, and lock them up for good. Enough's enough, guys. Enough is enough.
Yes. I'm wondering if I can use this as an opportunity to sort of go through what possibilities are likely being considered by the RCMP at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
are you
go
good
ahead.
with that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Daphne's case files and I, like I said, we talk behind the scenes immensely. So I'm not only just like in her moderator on chat. I talk to her more than my spouse.
I talk to myself all the time.
Well, yeah, I talk to myself all the time too. But when I say that I'm heavily invested emotionally in this case, I am to the point that at one point in the summer, it took a physical effect on me. I would say I'm a little bit neurodivergent in the fact that when I put my mind to something, I really, really cannot switch my brain off from it. I will deep dive everything. I want to know everything about everyone, every aspect of a case. I want to know. And absolutely. When I can't find something, I will literally not sleep. Or I'll wake up in the middle of the night thinking about something.
You don't have the answer.
Yes, and when I say that I've got books full of things, right now I'm surrounded by maps. Sorry, I'm surrounded by maps and notes and family trees. You name it. You name it.
I got it.
Daphne's case files and I have discussed it. There is probably nothing that we haven't talked about, or any avenue that we haven't explored or tried to debunk. Like that's what we try to do. Actually debunk things, like try to say, well, that couldn't have happened because of this. We really want to know where Jack and Lilly are. We want answers, and we're not going to stop until we find answers. I know I personally, as an individual, will not stop until they're found. So you're welcome. That's just me. I agree. We've both came up with what we think are likely what the theories the RCMP have. Obviously the first one would be the walked away theory. The second theory would be Daniel's responsible. foul play. The third theory would be Malaya's responsible foul play.
Let me write this down for everybody. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I have a notepad though. Hold on one second. No, go ahead. I'll just write it down. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I didn't mean to.
Where was I? The next theory would be Malaya is responsible and hiding them with family members, because we've heard that theory being put forth by family members. The next theory would be that they are both equally responsible in foul play.
Yep.
Another would be a abduction, and that would be not familiar, like as in a family member, because that would be covered with Malaya hiding the children. So a stranger abduction.
Mm-hmm.
The odds of that are very slim, but they are and have said they're considering all options, that nothing is off the table, and they are exploring all avenues. So those are the theories. I know Durwood has the theory that they're with Native CPS. I haven't put that even as a theory, because regardless, they are a organization within Canada. And if they were with a protective organization, the RCMP would know. So they are not with a protected organization or an organization that protects children, whether they're First Nations or not. The RCMP would know that. They absolutely would not in any way allow this circus to go on, in my personal opinion.
No, I agree.
So when I say the theory of Malaya responsible with hiding them, that is with an extended family member or friend, not with First Nations Child Protective Services.
Let's go over that. Let's go over.
Do you want me to repeat them?
So here, I'll write them. Actually, I wrote them down over here, and then I'll copy and paste it and put it in the chat. Because you want to go over what we were talking about today with the Wednesday and then the Thursday. Remember with the black eye and then.
Yes, sure.
Okay. So I have stranger abduction, walked away, Daniel theory, Malaya hiding them, and then what was the other one?
Both responsible, both foul play.
Both foul play.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was one more. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I've got Daniel responsible, Malaya responsible, Malaya responsible hiding them, both responsible foul play, and others responsible abduction.
Okay, I'm just put Daniel, Malaya hiding, and both foul play, and then stranger abduction. Okay, and walked away. All right, let me copy this. I'm going to put it in the comments. So these are the theories, right? I just posted them. Stranger abduction. They walked away. I don't know why they're all squished together, but whatever. Daniel, right? Malaya, or both, or Malaya's hiding them, right? Let's talk about Wednesday. We're going to talk about Wednesday. We're going to go back in time to April 29th, right? April 29th or April 30th? It would have been April 30th, excuse me. Go back in time to April 30th, 2025. This would have been when Malaya, Daniel, Meadow, Jack, and Lilly went to Patty's house that morning, correct? And at this point, Malaya did laundry, right? Daniel said that he sat out in the car the entire time she did laundry, right? After they did laundry, Malaya, family, and Meadow left to go run errands, but Daniel stayed at Patty's house watching just Jack and Lilly. That's what we were told. Remember, that was the day Malaya went to shop at Walmart. That was the day she went and got a vape for Daniel, right? And then they did a couple other things. Now, do you remember what happened to Lily's eye when she was being watched by Daniel? He said a Tonka truck popped up and hit her in the eye. I don't know if that was the exact words, but he said she was, yes, thank you, Robin. A Tonka truck, like it popped her in the eye, right? Right? And do you remember that evening, Janie mentioned on the voice messages that Daniel, you're getting home kind of late, aren't you? And he says, well, I would have been home earlier. That was around 10:30 that night on Wednesday, right? And I'm wondering if perhaps when Malaya and Patty and family got back from shopping with Meadow, if there was some kind of altercation, argument, or something, because Lily had a black eye, right? Right? So I wonder if that's why they got home so late. Because the stores close at what, like 8 o'clock there? Like, so why would they be home so freaking late, right? Joyous, thank you for the super sticker. She says, how many cars did Daniel and Malaya take to Patty's? If Malaya left with Meadow, what car did Daniel sit in for hours? Thank you, Joyous, for the super sticker. So from my...
Well, they were all at Walmart from, according to the documents, they were in Walmart from 7:54 p.m. to 8:40 p.m. And I believe that would have been the Walmart in Truro, because if I'm not mistaken, they then returned Patty's card to her after that, and then they would have headed home.
So Malaya left because she had to get a tag for her car too. So why would they drive Malaya's car to Patty's, right? And I guess during the afternoon, Malaya did laundry. And while she was doing laundry at Patty's, Daniel sat in the car the whole time, which is so freaking weird to me, right, Joyce? But yet we hear that Daniel liked to stay out in the woods and shit when she was at her family's house. So maybe it's not so weird for him. But so they left Malaya's car there, left Daniel there, and Jack and Lilly at Patty's, and then they took Patty's vehicle. I thought they took Malaya's vehicle because she got gas in it again. Did she get gas?
I think they did. I think they took Malaya's car. They had to get plates for it, so it no doubt would have had one of those yellow stickers on it, like a temporary license plate that you have to get done within 30 days.
Yes.
So yeah, I think they filled up with gas at Millbrook in the reserve, and she got Daniel his vape from High Grade.
High Grade,
yeah. And so she would have, I don't know, did she take the children with her? I know she also said they went to Tim Hortons to get a bagel.
You went to Tim Hortons that day too? Because I know they stopped at, that was the other. Yes, to get a bagel. But I think she left Jack and Lilly with Daniel. I'm pretty sure she did, because I remember hearing that. That's the thing. Like, there's been quite a few different stories that have come out. There was also mention, I think, like if you take in what Patty said, what Malaya said, and what Daniel said around that day,
slightly different because Patty was under the impression that Meadow had a doctor's appointment, I believe, as well. And that's why they took Meadow.
And then Daniel couldn't remember what day was what, talking about Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, that happens. So that was, yes, that's one of the things that really brought me and Daphne's case files together was trying to figure out the timeline and the inconsistencies that we were hearing and trying to really figure out how and when the kids could have walked off versus, I don't even like saying it, Durwood's theory, which he was one of the main reasons I actually decided to really look into this case. I was already had my eye on it, but when I heard him come out and say that Malaya was at the end of the driveway and reiterate that multiple times that she was on the phone at the end of the driveway, I tried to think to myself, well, when did that happen? How did she get out there without being seen? When was it that Janie saw her on the driveway?
Exactly.
You know, the story just has evolved substantially since those early days. It went, yes, it was the walked off, which was unfortunate. We thought, okay, they've walked off. Then Malaya left, and that was strange because that's unusual. It's not something that happens a lot in missing children's cases. And then later on, Durwood entered the scene along with others.
There's all players.
Yes. So it was really a combination of everyone saying different things that really made me want to do a deep dive and figure out the timeline of what happened here and when.
And timelines. There's like 3 different timelines because they all have.
Yes. Well, there's a time that the thing is, you have to give allowances for, you know, in a traumatic situation, people will remember things differently, forget things altogether, blot things out completely. So you have to give allowances for that.
Absolutely.
However, there's only so many allowances you can give. And I personally have difficulty with making sense of the timeline. After spending many hours with Daphne's case files, going over court documents, you know, a lot of the information we were able to figure out before the court documents had come out by hyper analyzing Janie's audio, by her going over her timeline, Daniel going over his timeline, and obviously Malaya came out as well at one point to Sunny on It's a Criming Shame with her Google timeline of where she went. And when you start putting it all together, you know, in black and white next to each other, things just don't quite work out. So back to Wednesday night, like even just trying to figure out what happened on the Wednesday night. How did Lily get the black eye? What was the outcome of that black eye? Because Daphne and I were talking today, and we were saying, well, if Patty and Malaya came back from being out doing chores and came back and Lily had a black eye, I mean, if that was my child, I'd have some questions. If it was my grandchild, which I don't have any yet, can't wait till I do, but I can wait, so not yet. I'd be asking questions. I would be asking questions. I would want to know how that happened. And, you know, you take into consideration stories that we've heard from other family members about the children being bullied. Jack, and I don't like to use too much hearsay, but you have to consider what family members are saying, because they're family members and they were witnesses, they heard and know things more than we do
beforehand.
Yes. So you think about what Wade has said and what others have said, and you put pieces together, and it sounds as though there was abuse going on in that home.
You heard it from several people. Yes. So how did this lead into, remember we were talking about how remember I said, well, if, talking about Durwood or whatever, say Patty, why would Patty talk to Durwood for instead of anybody else, right? How did I word that earlier? Like,
yes. Why, out of all the people, would Patty ask Durwood to go and rescue Malaya and the kids from Daniel? Yep. If Malaya and Daniel didn't know Durwood, what would make Patty think that Durwood would be a good person to go and get her out of there? And why would Durwood say that he was asked? There was a lot of questions I have about how Durwood fits into the picture, but I think the question is really why Patty would ask Durwood to go and rescue Malaya.
We found out he was a boxer.
Yeah, he was a boxer.
He's a knucklehead.
Yeah, we know that from his own words. We have, Daphne's and I have put together transcripts of every phone call and every chat and every comment that he's ever made on this case. And, he himself says that he was quite the character back in the day. He had issues with family members back in the day. He has alluded to wanting to fix this situation, that people, in earlier days, he was saying that the people that he knew who had them 1,000% ironclad, and that he implored the people who had the children not to hurt a hair on their head. And then eventually it turned into, these crazy girls of Malaya's friends did it. Well, actually it was Cindy for a while. Then it was.
Let's talk about that theory.
Yes. Okay. So, Durwood's theory, that he has projected to the internet, and apparently to the RCMP as well. Is that a member of Malaya's family, most recently it was Haley Ferdinand. Sorry, I'm not to dox you, but Haley, you know that's being said. I'm not saying I believe it. We're just going through the theory.
And she's a nurse. She's a nurse, right?
Yes.
So keep that in mind. So is Cindy. Cindy and Haley are both nurses. Keep that in mind in the back of your head.
Yes. So his theory is that Haley took the children, I believe, along with her boyfriend, possibly, in the hours of the Friday morning, and took them and brought them to First Nations Child Protective Services. That is his most recent theory. And before that, I believe it was the First Nations Child Protective Services came directly to the house, and maybe even, or to the trailer, and maybe even into the trailer, because the coat couldn't be reached by Jack, and that was missing, which they've now found. And so First Nations CPS had taken them. And before that, it was
family, then traded to a dangerous family.
Yes. And before that, it was Cindy, because Cindy got there not long after the phone call.
But we got proof of that she got there later. Yeah.
Yes. And before that, it was Malaya brought them out and shushed them.
Yep.
And put them in a vehicle.
Yep.
So, there's a lot to unpack there. One thing, the reason why I feel that that's a hard thing to pass is if you take what the RCMP have said, they have said there was no evidence of a vehicle going during the middle of the night. We know that because they had said that the neighbor Brad Wong's statement couldn't be corroborated. Not that it wasn't true, but that it couldn't be corroborated based on video evidence that they had. And I know there's video evidence out there. There's been videos leaked of different vehicles. And so if there's no evidence of Daniel's car coming and going, then I'm going to presume that there's no video evidence of other cars coming and going.
Exactly.
Not sure. But this is where we need more people to come forward. We had Justin come forward. Now, I believe he was said to have been outside the Lorda Park around 9 a.m. waiting for his ride in the morning. And he didn't see anyone pick up the kids. We have, as you know from the maps that we've gone over, we have many family members in the area. We have Earl Martell, Ron Martell, Ron McKenzie. We have Wayne McKenzie. We have Harvey and Heidi, and we have other neighbors, and they would have been coming and going to work that morning. We know Ron called Janie at 8:48 a.m.
Actually, texted her at 6:24 a.m.
Yes, there was a lot of stuff that happened around 6.
There was.
Yeah.
There was. Yep. She made the phone call to check, or actually it was an app. She didn't make any phone call. She basically checked the kids out of school. Janie decided she wasn't going to town that day, but she was up at 6, had her tea and cigarettes, and then her brother texted her at 6:24, but she didn't answer that. Her brother talks to her a lot, but he lives around the freaking corner.
So on that particular Friday, which was, the Friday the kids went missing, every Friday before, apparently they went shopping. But this Friday they didn't.
There's no coincidences with that. I'm sorry.
So at 8:48, Janie claims that she didn't know the kids were missing at that point. That Ron had called her to say, do you want to go shopping? And she says, no, I'm going to go back to bed. So Ron, I know, then calls her again at 10:19. I presume that he either had gone to town already or was on his way back from town at 10:19, because he was on his way to go take his mom to an appointment, I believe. So I'm then left to believe that the mom lives around there too.
And take her to town too.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Probably in the same friggin' house or something. Who knows?
Yeah, so we have
let's talk
Earl,
about though.
Yeah. We have all those people that would have been coming and going. We've got Ron's wife. I don't know if she works, but she lives there too. Earl has, from what I believe, a brother living with him as well. So of all the neighbors and all the family members living in and around there, nobody saw the children walking towards the blanket and the pipeline.
Look, I don't want that highlighted. Yeah. So how could these children, look, We have
Well, maybe someone did, but no
Ron,
one.
Jamie, Akers. We have nobody's coming out. Yeah. You have Earl.
The boot prints were found
Right?
on the pipeline. Yeah, right
And
near
you have-
Earl and Ron's house. They would have had to pretty much.
Yeah. And this type of the morning, this time of the morning, somebody would have seen something. They were going to
Yes.
work. School bus was going through, right?
The
but
school
nobody's
bus would have
seen
driven
anything?
by. Yes, the school bus would
Yeah.
have driven by, and there was nothing
Yeah.
of evidentiary value seen on the school bus. And there's multiple buses that go down. And the one bus turns around, according to Daniel, in Ron's driveway.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So,
Yep. So what? That's the thing. Like, how could the children? And some say, well, they walked off. Let's try to debunk them walking off. You want to do that?
yeah, so the blanket was found down Landsdowne Road, or
Wrong one.
by the one trail on.
Right here.
And then the blanket was found further up on the pipeline
Let's look
trail.
at this. Let's look at their house above, and think
Okay.
of. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So now this is a year behind though. Okay. Yeah, it won't let me go to 2025, unfortunately. Oh, come on. I think there's 2024 though, isn't it? Yeah, it goes to May
The most recent one should be August
23rd.
2025.
So this is a year prior. So I mean, should look pretty much the same as 2025, right?
I don't think
so
much
think about
changes
it.
in Lansdowne Station.
Where would they
Something
go?
So
Yeah,
if
like
I was
maybe drier
if I was
on
the
you or
children,
something, but not
if they're going to walk
where
off,
would you go?
children are going to walk to somewhere they know. So they weren't at the cabins in the
Girl,
woods.
zoom out a little bit more.
So they would probably walk to
Yes.
Papa Earl's, maybe, or they would walk to somewhere they knew, or they were walking to school. In either case,
But
they would
yet-
probably
but yet-
follow.
But yet, this road. Or
So that's where the
'cause
blanket
it's
was
too hard.
found.
Like how? I mean, they could get out this, right? They could get out. Yeah. So they have this. They have this orange fence right now, right? This orange fence right here. This plastic snow fence is right here. It's not in 2024 though, right? But they didn't get out in 2024 when there was no fence. Now they have a fence, but yet they got out of it somehow, right? And then they have a gate here.
Children are
So,
going to
okay.
take the path of least
So they
resistance,
know-
in my opinion.
Most likely probably where Earl lives, even though Earl birthday parties or anything. But I'm sure he comes over to Janie's. We know Ron does, right? Because Janie even said, my brothers come over and the children, they're very talkative. They'll talk up a storm, right? With her brothers. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So they know who they are. So do the children know the direction to school? I'm sure they've probably learned which way their bus goes. What if they witnessed the school bus driving by and they were waving? Hi, waving at the school bus, even though
Would have been caught on the camera.
they
The
yeah,
school
they
bus
weren't caught on the camera. So
Nothing
we can
of value
eliminate
was
that.
found. They couldn't
Yep.
even verify that the blanket was where it was on the
Yep.
on the school bus cameras.
So eliminate bus. What time did the bus
And
come and pick
eliminate-
them up?
You can eliminate the children being out on the road during the time the buses would have been going by as well, because they
So
weren't
that-
seen on any of the school bus cameras. And there's 3 different buses that go by at 3 different times. So
There you go. And what time was their bus? Their bus came by at what, 8 a.m.?
no, it was early. It was like 7:30. Let me check.
The fence on the driveway side was not finished, so they couldn't have got out of. So they could have got out of there as well, if we do believe they walked off. Yeah, Robin, exactly. I don't believe they did either, but that's right. Thank you.
7:30 a.m. is what time Daniel said the bus would come by in the morning, their bus. But we know there was other buses that drove by as well. I don't know the exact time in the morning for the other ones, but I do know the times for the afternoon.
All right. I know one is like 3:50 in the afternoon because it was right before the blanket. The blanket was picked up around between 3:45 and 3:48, according to dispatch. So the one of the buses goes by at like, what, 3:50? So it's weird how the blanket was found right before that bus went through.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah, the woods are literally dense AF. I agree, right? They are dense. So
the children would have stuck to a path. And the moment that they encountered a path no longer feasible, they would have turned around, in my opinion. I don't think they would just wade through, dense forest, on a whim. If they were to wander off, they would have gone to their cabins. They would have gone to the road and, they would have picked the path of least resistance. As Janie said, she had to practically drag Jack through the woods, and she had to carry him because he would just stomp his feet and go and wouldn't go. So,
and there you go. You can eliminate Jack going in the woods. I eliminate Jack going in the woods because of him throwing a fit several times, him being, in my opinion, too small to go in the woods, in my opinion. Lilly, now, Jamie said she'd walk ahead of her, or Lilly would walk ahead of, you know what I mean? But Jack would, didn't want to go. That's what she said. Yeah. Exactly what she said. Now, it was raining this day too. You would think there would be some type of footprints, boot prints, something. Kids do not care about trying to hide. Like say Malaya and Daniel were fighting, right? They fought all night. They were, fighting in the morning. Who knows? The kids got scared and ran off. But there's nothing.
Just the one boot print, which is what I always found odd.
I don't know.
So we have the one boot print in front of Janie's trailer where she was raking the night before. But there was no boot print for Malaya. She was standing there with meadow on her hip, but her boot prints weren't found there. Janie's boot prints weren't found there because she went out and confronted Malaya.
Well, we were never told. We were never told about other boot prints. We were only told about the one boot print. Janie says the only boot print that was of significance was one single boot print, not two. Like somebody was on one foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just disappeared. But then that was completely eliminated, and it was just the boot prints on the pipeline.
Yes, and I also remember Daniel in the early days in an interview said that there was boot prints found in the backyard. And so it's really, I just don't know how they would be able to isolate one boot print belonging to one of the children when, in theory, the whole area should have been covered in boot prints from the children walking around and playing that morning.
Exactly.
And if they were ushered out to the road, as some suspect, shouldn't there have been a trail of boot prints all the way to the road?
Exactly. Absolutely.
I don't know.
There should have been. especially in those wet conditions, there should have definitely been some type of boot print or trail or something from the kids. Maybe something they dropped or something. So say they did follow the road, right? Say they did follow the road. There's no evidence of them being picked up whatsoever. No evidence. Where would they go? I just, you know what I mean? Who would see them? Who would see them? Somebody driving past? I don't feel that they did go to the road.
Well,
like
we know
I said,
that
no
the house,
blueprints, no nothing.
we know that there's people living in the house on the corner of Gairloch Road and Landsdowne. The blue house with the circular driveway past the Getty's house on the other side of the road where your blue pin is. There's people in that house there.
Right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
There's people that live in that house with children.
But their
So I
camera
presume
doesn't
there's
work, I believe.
No, but you know, they have children. They would have taken the bus. They would have been up and about in the morning. And I mean, there's several cars there.
Yep.
They would have likely walked up that road. If they were going to go anywhere, they would have walked
That's
up that road.
mailboxes.
Yes. So that's a community mailbox. So people from all over that area would drive there with a key to pick up their mail.
And get their mail. I've never seen this when I've looked before. I'm guessing these larger ones are for they probably put another key in their mailbox so they can get their package out. I'm guessing, right? So I wonder if that's
I was going to say, Cool J.
Yeah.
I saw your comment about, I just want to say to Cool J, yes, we've seen his comment about Jordan. We have seen the video, but we're not going to touch on that today. People are upset.
Sorry, my Google Maps. What happened?
Oh, I was saying to Cool J that we're not going to analyze Jordan Getty's video. Not today.
No, we're trying to actually figure out what happened. Let's eliminate. Well, it's already up at 2. Oh my God, we've already talked for 2 hours. That's crazy. That's crazy. We should do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tom, if any packages were delivered. All I know is I think we can eliminate the theory of Malaya giving them to somebody, right? Like, now think about it. Wednesday, right? In my opinion, Wednesday they got home late because they got in a fight. Because Malaya and fam got back to Patty's house and she's like, why does Lily have a black eye? Daniel says, well, from a Tonka truck. That's still going to make people argue, right? That's probably why they got home late, do you think? And that's why he told Janie, well, I would have been home earlier, probably because of what happened with Lily, you would think. And then Thursday, they wake up, right? They wake up, probably late, right? Probably late, and head off because Malaya needs to go get blood drawn for a personal issue, right? And then you have them going and getting gas again, right? See, that's another thing. They got gas with Patty's card, right, on Wednesday. So why would she need to get gas again on Thursday?
I think she got gas twice on Wednesday. Once they put gas in, like before they went to the reserve, and then they topped up on the reserve. So I don't think they got gas on Thursday. On Thursday, it was
they stopped at Circle K.
Yeah, I know they stopped at Circle K, but was it for gas or was it just for cigarettes or rolling papers?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull up all those messages from Daniel. I'm about to pee my pants.
Yeah, I have Circle K on here. I think my screen freezes every time I go on the other one, but
yeah,
it says that the family headed to town around lunchtime. That's what Janie said, and then witnesses states that they saw.
Let me get rid of.
There was witness statements saying that they were seen at Jordan's between 11:30 and 12:30, but Malaya says she left the property at 12:10, and the witness Edmund Dixon said he saw Daniel in the parking lot between 11:30 and 12:30 at Dollarama. And between 12:49 and 1:27, according to Malaya, she was getting her blood work done at the Westville Medical Center, which is also holds the Lawton's drugs. And then, according to the court documents or the documents by released, she was seen in the Dollarama between 1:53 and 2:25 p.m., which is a small discrepancy from Malaya's Google Maps. She says she was there from 1:44 to 2:36. And then she was to go to Lawton's, which is part of the same Westville Community Center, Medical Center, rather. Daniel says in his statement to RCMP that they went to Circle K. And then we know that they stopped at Acropole Pizza on Main Street in Westville to get poutine on their way home.
Yeah.
And then 3:11, Malaya says they arrived back. And 3:37, Malaya receives a Facebook video call from Cindy. And then around 4 p.m., Janie hears them come home from the store. And that the kids were playing in the backyard by the swing set, digging for bugs.
Bugs and worms, yeah. But Lily doesn't like bugs.
Yeah. And there was a wood pile there too.
Yeah, exactly. There's a wood pile there too. Hi, Belinda.
Yes.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi. Hi, guys. Welcome in. If I haven't, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Hi, Belinda. Think about you every day. Sending you love and strength.
So I know, like, we were talking about trying to eliminate stuff. So what can we eliminate right now? Can we eliminate that the kids walked off? I mean, with lack of evidence, like with cameras, with lack of footprints, with lack of any kind of anything, like nothing was found other than a blanket that was in the trash. It wasn't
Well, that's the thing.
It wasn't
Was
Lily's
it
anymore. It was in the trash.
Yeah, but it wasn't that particular part. I think there's like discrepancy on whether it was in the trash.
It was, because Daniel put it in the trash because Janie said don't fill it that full, and Malaya, even in the documents, said she threw away a piece, and there was 2 pieces.
But Cheryl said it was on the railing, right?
So somebody had to have got into that square contraption they have for trash, right? And taken a piece out and put it on the railing. And in my opinion, this was done to get searchers away from where they were searching at that point in time. That's just me adding in my opinion. So in my opinion, that blanket was no longer Lily's because both pieces were in the trash. So that's not even hers anymore, right? Like, it's no longer her blanket because they were using it to block a draft. They were using it to block a window or whatever. It was thrown away. No longer Lily's. She didn't want it. It's no longer hers, right? Or maybe she didn't want it and they just threw it away anyways. Who knows? But Then the boot prints, right? We have multiple children out there with adults. This is where we go back to the beginning where you said when the search first started, it should be treated like a criminal investigation, right?
Absolutely.
Because we see that these cases do not, and I'm not saying this one's going to turn out the same, but by statistics showing us that when children go missing or when parents say the children walked off, it's usually foul play in most cases. So that should have been nipped in the bud. Like where the one RCMP officer said to Daniel, do not leave, right? He told Daniel, do not leave, do not go back out there. And he should have stayed put. So there's like lack of communication, in my opinion, on, you know what I mean? Which usually that's the case everywhere. But he said until the warrant officer told him he could go back, which sucks.
Yeah, there was a lot of scene contamination, I would say.
Yes, absolutely.
From all of the family members turning up. Like not just like the local, like Janie got her brothers, they brought the ATV.
Yep.
There was, so you've got Ron, you've got Justin, you've got probably Wayne, you probably got Harvey, you got, you know, then you've got Malaya's family turning up, her mom and her half sisters. And you have them all in that house that day. And some of them even stayed overnight and went searching the next day. So like that whole time you had an immense amount of people in that property. And that leads me to another thing. So that first day we had Cindy, Wade, Haley, Hayden, Cheryl, Shelby, and Patty,
and Cody, and Haley's boyfriend, or Shelby's boyfriend. Somebody's freaking boyfriend.
So they're all there. So which one of them took the kids then, if they're all at the house?
Yeah. And they showed up around 1:30. I remember.
So they took the kids, went all the way back to either Tattamagush or Truro or Bible Hill, where they all come from, and then came back again.
So we can eliminate that, in my opinion.
Right. So there's no evidence. They would have had to catch one of those cars. On camera.
That's why they came back out on the end of May, to eliminate who doesn't belong. And they probably had to put together the family's cars and how many people drive that car and yada, yada, yada. That's why it took so long for them to, you know what I mean?
And we can't even get a straight answer over what vehicle Daniel was actually driving at that time. Crazy. So, and, you know, there's discussions that cars that were being driven disappeared shortly after. That's just maybe rumor and speculation, but that's crazy to me. Oh, my phone just died. But the RCMP would have access to, so there's the major highway system, like that goes from there down to like the to Truro and then over to New Brunswick. Like those highway systems, there are cameras along the way, and there are businesses along the highway, like that have cameras on them. And if they had been taken to Truro or to Bible Hill or to Tattamagush, there would have been somebody would have seen them, you know? And I feel like,
tell me what,
if they had been seen, there would have been an Amber Alert issued, because the criteria for an Amber Alert, which I think needs to be changed, by the way, is if they know that they're with someone in a vehicle, and in particular with a vehicle, they will then issue an alert looking for that vehicle. So even if it was days later or 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, they'd issue an Amber Alert if they suspected the kids were in a vehicle at one time with a different person. But they haven't said that. And by now, I feel like they would know that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Wolfie, obviously I can't see his freaking chat. Remember in the beginning? Oh gosh, I just remembered this. Belinda, are you still in here? I just freaking had a freaking. I remember Belinda because Daniel said something about the blanket being blue in the beginning, or something like that. And I remember Belinda on Sunny's way back, like one of the first things she did with Sunny, and she goes, "Yeah, I think the blanket was blue." And you remember what color blanket? Didn't they just find a blue blanket or blue something out there in the freaking, or it was a blue shirt or blue blanket or blue something, blue t-shirts, a child t-shirt, not a blanket. Okay. All right. I'm wrong. All right. Sorry. I thought it was like, oh gosh, I thought you guys just found a blue blanket out in the woods. So I was like, oh wow, that's weird, because if he said blue blanket and they found a blue blanket, but it's a blue t-shirt.
So Daniel has also come out. I'm just reading through the chat, which I thought so. Daniel has recently also said that part of the blanket was on the railing. So.
Oh my God. Yeah, but there was a blanket with animal remains.
Yes. So that was, sorry, I just totally cut you off there over the blue blanket.
No, it's
so
okay.
You're talking about the blue blanket. But I just was looking through the chat, and Nova was confirming that Daniel recently said that that blanket was on the railing, the blanket that was.
But yet he showed it being in the tree.
Well, yes, what they're saying is somebody took it from the railing and put it on the tree. Then there was also a piece in the garbage, right?
Jesus Christ. There was 2 pieces of the same blanket.
Yes, one piece on the railing that was moved from the railing to the tree, and then one in the garbage.
Who the fucker would take it from the railing and throw it in a tree? What is... I don't even understand that. That's crazy.
So there was a blanket, a sweater, and a mat found. But was that by you, Belinda? Because I know you were predominantly on the roadway, I think you said.
I remember something being said about a blue blanket way early in the case. And I'm talking about, like, God, the first month, or first couple weeks. Somebody said it was in my community. Yes, that's the piece of the pink blanket on the railing, like Cheryl had stated, never in the garbage.
Right.
Daniel said that he had his brother film him, record him pulling the blanket out.
So that's why I was thinking there was 2 pieces. There was the piece in the blanket that was filmed by him and Justin pulling it out, that they called the RCMP over. And then the other half I thought was on the railing. And it was that piece that was moved from the railing to the tree.
It even said Malia threw the freaking blanket away, piece of a blanket away. This is crazy. I think we just like eliminate the fucking pink blanket. I'm telling you.
Belinda's saying there was a sweater and a mat rolled up in a blanket off Landsdowne Road.
And it was
did it
look
like it was there for a long time, Belinda, or did it look like it was there, like put there recently? Because I know there are
oh, it's cold in here.
There are children that live on the corner of Landsdowne Road and Gairloch. And then obviously Ron McKenzie's got some kids there too.
Yeah,
up at his place.
In the rubbish bag, exactly. It's freaking crazy. Yeah, that pink blanket, I'm trying to just get it out of my head for a minute, because that should recently, this was on the recent search. This was just recently, Shan.
No, I know. I was just wondering if it looked like they had been put there recently, like the items had been put there recently. Because
I remember Belinda even said, she goes, yeah, I think the blanket was blue. when she was doing an interview with Sunny. God, where is that? I wish I could remember the damn interview. It had to have been like one of the first few interviews she did, because I remember that part specifically. So I'm like, blue, why would he tell her blue blanket when it's freaking, you know what I mean? So I thought that was weird. This was after Belinda left. So when they did the blanket. Yes, Daphne. Thank you, Belinda. See, I remember that. I'm like an elephant with the memory of an elephant. I'm telling you, I can remember. It just pops back in, right? Like, yes. So this was the stuff, did the stuff look newer? Like it was, had just been put out there, Belinda? The blanket? If you have a picture, that would be awesome to send it. My phone's dead though. Like I gotta
Meep, we want to do a look at each family member too. That's something that we were talking about.
We're in the
what they're
on that. Yep. We could probably come back on tomorrow and do it if you want, because it's already like over 2 hours and I'm gonna pee my pants. Seriously. Look at all
what you're seeing me and Daphne do now, we do all day, every day with voice messages to each other.
Yes.
Like
all day.
Just as soon as something pops in our heads, what do you think about this?
Yeah. The pink blanket, I have like had it with that shit, because it even says in the transcripts that Malaya threw it away as well. Because I remember someone saying to me, "Oh, I thought it was just Daniel that threw it away," and I'm like, "It was, but it was ripped." So, it's
right, Nova, blankets and freaking underwear. Like, what the heck? Like, I've never.
Thank you.
Thanks, boss man.
Thank you, man. I didn't know you were in here. How you doing? You hearing us like go crazy over this shit? Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
It's just
I don't like that.
Yeah, the underwear.
In the box.
I know. I don't know if there's somebody else found underwear as well on a different search.
Fucking underwear, man.
Like, how many people in Landsdowne are running around with no underwear on? Like, what are they doing? Pooping in the woods? Like, I just honestly like.
I was thinking it was done on purpose, to tell you the truth. Yeah.
The blanket or the underwear?
What was taken into fucking evidence? Belinda, what was the blue item Daphne and Justin showed on? Was that the blanket? What? I'm so confused right now. All these damn blankets and underwear, dude. Like, what the fuck? No. Yes, Brandy, exactly, in the docks. Malaya says she threw away a piece of the blanket, and then Daniel's is not in the docks, though. Janie is the one that said Daniel threw it away because she bitched at him, saying, "Don't feel it so heavy." And
the thing is, they all say a lot about this blanket. I feel like no matter what, it's a distraction. I mean,
it is. I absolutely know it's a distraction. And they found a blue blanket with animal bones. Thank you. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the blanket discussion is. It is. It's like. It is. It's just. It feels like every single thing that you talk about with this case is surrounded with misinformation, multiple different stories, distraction, and just. I've never seen so much misinformation and inconsistencies surrounding a case like this. Nothing seems to be straightforward. You can't seem to get a straight story from all the people that are involved. And when you put it side by side, all you end up doing is scratching your dang head. I don't envy the RCMP in this, to be honest with you. People are saying, well, not people, but certain people are saying they're incompetent. Look at what they're dealing with. Look at the caliber of information that they're receiving. What are they supposed to do with this crap? Legitimately. All
what
there
they're
is,
doing. It's freaking doing that shit. They're doing it on purpose to confuse.
yeah,
Confuse.
it's like the art of war.
No, you're exactly right. No, seriously, because I remember in the beginning, the officer on dispatch, he goes, he literally says this, I have to go back and get a better statement from the family because he was confused as shit.
Yeah.
And that was in the beginning.
Yeah. Because when you even just down to the when they were called, when the police were called, it's we couldn't get a straight story as to when they were called. We had the old, it's not 10 o'clock. It was 10:01. And then we had Daniel saying that he told her, of course you should call the police. Like, what the F is wrong with you, pretty much. And then we had him say on an interview recorded that he told her to hang on a sec before calling the RCMP.
Yep.
So like every single little detail is inconsistent, even down to every section of time. So yes, we have gone back to the beginning. I'm not sure. I saw someone comment, we don't take anything that they say as fact. We just use it as a guide to try to debunk what they're saying, really. Because the timeline doesn't make sense. There's too many gaps, particularly in the Thursday evening. There, even down to the bedtime, we have 8 o'clock bedtime, 9 o'clock bedtime, 10 o'clock bedtime. 3 different stories being told to Belinda, being told to the RCMP, being told by Daniel. We can't even get a straight answer as to when these children went to bed. You come down to the light being flipped on at midnight. Who in their right mind does that? Like, I've never heard of such a thing. To check on your children, like turn the hallway light on and like peek through the door maybe, but.
Look what Nova wrote. The other underwear was burned as well, with the child's toy, then burned t-shirts. So strange.
Sarah found that before, and I remember she had reported that to the RCMP, and that wasn't on this search. This was months ago that she found that. And if Sarah, you're in the chat, I remember you saying that. So yes, this was a separate.
Oh my God, Mama. People are funny. What about the bike? I think the bike could have possibly been from when the hurricane went through and maybe just blew that into the river, right? Like, that's what I think about the bike, guys. I honestly believe we're working on something right now. It's kind of like a family tree, but it's basically, you'll have like Malaya, you'll have Daniel, right? And you'll have like their main statements and their branches off of that. Like, what would be their reasoning for doing something, and kind of
what's their motive?
What's their motive, and how
what was their opportunity?
Exactly, and how they've kind of changed along the way or whatever. And then you'll go down from like Daniel to Janie and Earl, right? Like a family tree. And then you'll go to like Janie's brothers, or Daniel's brother and then Janie's brother, kind of type things. But we're working on that right now. Whoa. My brain is completely fried.
Yeah. I mean, it's really difficult because we're only 2 people, and the amount of information that we like have compiled in documents, like just even getting, like, we pretty much know every person that lives in that neighborhood now. We're not going to share it all, but we've paid out of our pocket to receive documents and deeds for every house in that neighborhood. So there's just, and we've done family trees on the Mackenzies, the Martells, and the Gettys family. Because, well, if you want to start talking on lives about where the kids are and telling people that you know where they are, then we're going to have a little look.
Yep.
And see how you all fit into this. And just to touch on that for Jordan, unfortunately, you know, the reason why you got dragged into this, whether you liked it or not, was because your dad put himself right there in the mix.
And that's the thing. Yeah. Why didn't Darren do something in the beginning, right? Like, he was asked by family, he's Malaya's side of the family, even though it's third cousin, right? Why didn't he act then? Why didn't he act then? Or maybe he did. Maybe he got some crazy to pick him up. Like one of his crazy people from Tim Hortons that he hangs out with. I don't know. That's another rabbit hole. But why did he act then, allegedly? Why didn't he go and get the children out then? Does he feel remorse because they're missing now? Is that why he butted in and just made this story up? Like, I don't know. Like, and then, you know, he gets backlash, but it goes quiet for a while, right? We don't hear from Durwood for like a month or so, right? He came out in what, June, the end of June, and then it went quiet for a while, for a couple months. And then now he's back in the limelight. But yet pissed off because people online are talking about him, and some really go into depth, like with, you know what I mean? I'd rather not venture into that, but whatever. I have posted stuff that others have posted, but still, like, it's just gross.
It's a theory, you know, it's a theory. And RCMP have a duty to, as you know, investigate every tip that they receive.
Yep.
And he has not been quiet about what he thinks happened to the children. He has gone on many different platforms. So it's not like we're doxing him in any way. He has put himself out there and he's made his theory known. He even at one point gave police an ultimatum about arresting someone. So, you know, it's something that we look at because the RCMP have to look at it. So why wouldn't we look at it? I was just going to say one more thing about just another rundown of the possibilities that the RCMP are considering, just to remind everyone that this is likely what they're looking at. So the possibilities likely being considered by the RCMP are the walked away theory, the theory that Daniel is responsible with foul play, the theory that Malaya was responsible with foul play, the theory that they're both responsible equally foul play, the theory that Malaya is responsible for hiding the children, or that there's other people responsible for an abduction. So that's like the only theories that could possibly be out there.
Yeah, what else could there be?
There is no real other avenue you can look at. We're not talking about alien abduction here. The kids didn't just beam out of the Landsdowne station into the universe. They are out there somewhere. Somebody knows something. Somebody in Landsdowne station, I believe, knows something. Malaya, if you know something and you're not communicating with the RCMP, you need to advocate for your children. You know, time has come. The whole of Nova Scotia, Canada, and the world want to know where your children are. And nobody is going to stop until they're found. This isn't going to go away for anyone. This isn't going to go away, Daniel. This isn't going to go away, Malaya and Belinda. None of us are going to stop until we find the answers. And we're not just the RCMP out there. We are the whole of the internet.
The internet,
and
there's tech out there now where we can actually zoom in. Yeah, it's a still shot, but you could still zoom in. There's all trails you can get. You have to pay for it though, all trails, and it'll take its actual footage of trails. Like you can actually go on the pipeline and stuff. It's pretty cool.
There is so many people with hidden talents out there
Yep.
that are looking into this. So if you're out there thinking that the RCMP are incompetent fools, I can tell you that we're not.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Daphne's not. I can tell you that Nova's not. I can tell you that Charmaine's not. I can tell you that Sunny's not. I can tell you that Justin's not. I can tell you that Dolly's not. And I can tell you that everyone and there's many more behind the scenes that are not. So, and we all compile information and we all send it to where it needs to go. So, you know,
I just want to show this again. I agree with everything you just said, because we've been doing this for a long time, right? We see and can compare to other cases, right? And there's so many similarities, right? There's so many similarities in these cases. CPS, alleged drug, alleged abuse, alleged anger, abandonment. Right there says it all, in my opinion. It's just trying to find the clues, trying to put it together, right?
Yeah. Somebody, you know, somebody knows something, and it's just going to be, you know, we're all going to keep the pressure on. We're all going to be looking every single day. We're all going to be deep diving every single person that was involved. There was 3 people that we know of that were on that property that day that were regardless responsible for those children on that property, that regardless are the reason why the children are missing. And one way or the other, the children are going to need to be found. And people aren't just going to give up. People aren't going to just stop and say, oh, you know, we're not going to try anymore. That's just not in our vocabulary. And,
Exactly.
you know, just because you don't see the RCMP out there every day doing videos and, you know, talking up a storm and blasting their theories in chats doesn't mean things aren't going on behind the scenes. And there's always like this saying that I've always heard, it's always like darkest before dawn, and it's always like the quietest before the storm.
Yep.
You know, I feel like there's a storm coming. There's a storm coming.
I've heard. I have heard from a couple of people. Yeah.
I have too. And like, we have ears on the ground that aren't traditional, right?
Exactly.
Just look in the chat. Look at how many people talk about this case. And this is just one channel, you know?
Exactly. And my channel is not even that big. Oh, look at, I mean, Justin's, he's got like 1,000 people in his, right? I mean, he's a medium-sized channel. And then Dolly's, I mean, he has what, over 1,000 people in his. So there's a lot of people that follow this case.
Yeah.
If we all just work together and find answers.
And I think that's what's happening. From what I see, there's a lot of people collaborating together, trying to piece together the puzzle. And, you know, there's just a couple of pieces left out there to find the answers. And if you think you know something, if you think you've seen something, if you've heard something, then you need to speak out, because this isn't about being a rat anymore. This is about Jack and Lilly, and they need to be found.
Exactly. So if you've seen anything here in my chat, please say something. Even if it's 2 words, that will give them the answer to find these 2 children. Just say something. We should do this again tomorrow night.
I'm down.
Yeah, well, I had a little toilet seat right here. I wouldn't have to get up. But like,
Yeah, I shouldn't have drank that tea. I'm probably not going to sleep tonight.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I still haven't really eaten. I had those cake pops, but I still have the trash sitting right next to me.
I'm going to have to, I'm wondering if part 2 is going to come out and I'm going to have to like fry my brain again before bed.
Oh, with the screaming? Yeah, right. Is Joyous still in here? Does she leave? She's so funny. I meant to say something to her. Joyous, are you still in here? Oh, did she say, usually she leaves to go cook. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have not paid any attention to chat today. And I
try, but it's
I normally am very engaged.
It goes by so fast, and then I'm reading, and I try to, yeah, guys, usually I'm more engaged in the chat. I tried hooking up, oh my goodness, what is it called? She was just in here. I don't know where she went. I tried hooking up Stream Elements. It's kind of like what Sunny has, where it puts all your chats on the front, but for some reason, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I thought I set it up, and because I really do. I like engaging. Oh, thank you, Nova. Thank you. You guys are all great. I appreciate all of you guys.
Nova, if you could see behind the scenes how many times we've sent each other the exact same screenshot, or she's sending me an audio message and I'm sending her one and it's the exact same thing. Like, yeah. It's pretty crazy. We might be like in different countries, but our brains are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, exactly. It is really weird. It is really weird. Like, I'll say something, I'm like, damn, she just said that thing. Because I'll listen to like bits and pieces, you know what I mean? Thanks, guys. You guys are great. Oh, I meant to read American Justice. This is Melissa. You know who she is. She did the whole thing. I don't know. Document. Yeah, breakdown. It's awesome. She says, I have a 12-hour time frame that the kids disappeared and have a solid idea of what happened. I would like to hear that. Is she still in here?
We kind of have a solid idea of what happened too, but we just can't prove it.
Yeah. I think we're all pretty much on the same page. Pretty much all of us, right? We're all on the same page with a lot of people don't believe that they walked off. A lot of people don't. I mean, they could have, but a lot of people don't believe they walked off. Just by going from these other cases and seeing what happened. Sister from another mister. That's what Sasha said. Maybe we can hop on a call later and chat for a few things. Yeah, I'm free tomorrow. When I get off here, I'm using the shower and then I'm sitting down with a bowl of freaking sherbet and my Cool Whip. You guys know me. And my hard shell. I think we're all pretty much on the same page. It's just, do you think the RCMP goes and looks at these other cases, like even in the US, like with the ones that we showed tonight, like the Jaden Spicer, the Renesmee, those are new cases. They just happened like within the past couple months. And then the even Sebastian Rogers, I mean, that's what you know what I mean? But they all have the damn CPS. That's one thing they all have that is listed there as CPS. Oh, and they all have stepdad or step companion or whatever.
Yes.
It's crazy.
The rate of when you have a step parent involved, the likelihood of abuse in the home is much higher. And yes, you just have to look at previous cases internationally to see the correlation between missing children and step parents. I mean, it's not always the case.
It's not always.
There's the odd occasion where, which we'll touch on another time, but there was a case like when these kind of things happen, when children go missing, it is rare for there to be a stranger abduction, but it does happen. But it's almost always someone the children know. It's like, even if it's not a parent, it's someone the children knows that willingly will go to or will have a reason to go with that person.
Exactly. Someone trusted. Yep.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, the amount of times you see people that are involved in a case that are responsible for the death of a child or someone, and they put themselves out in the forefront of the investigation to the media. For our UK people, Ian Huntley, the Soham murders, you know, he was a janitor, and he went on the media. He was talking about the children. He helped look.
They want to be in the forefront because they want to know what the investigators know. That way they can get ahead of the game.
Exactly. Same with Chris Watts.
Daniel. Sorry, I didn't know.
And you know, there's a few others that are like that too. So yes, there was the monkey, you know, that Sasha was his name, I think. You know, he was always running his mouth about
monkey Michael Vaughn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to bring this up, and then I got to get off, and I got to text you something too when we're done. So I wanted to bring this up. I'm glad you did. So Michael Monkey Vaughn. Okay, think about that. So he left out, right? Dad was in the other room calling for a pizza, right, for the kids. He was playing video games in the living room. Mom was at work, and Dad went into the room to change the baby's diaper and call for a pizza. Monkey went outside and was riding his bike. He went next door to see if his friend would play or something. I think it was right next door. And then he was riding his bike in front of Stacy Wandra's house, right? And that's when it happened, right? That's when the wife grabbed him, and then they supposedly brought him to Stacy's wife's mom's house or something like that, I believe, and then brought him back. But yeah, Stacy was he was talking, you couldn't even tell, like, the dude was, I mean, you could tell he was a weirdo, right? But he seemed like a friendly guy. And to come to find out, that made me look, and I'm not trying to say Daniel is guilty, but that made me look at Daniel a little bit differently, because I'm like, Daniel seems like a pretty friendly guy, right? Like, he seems like he's very talkative. He's very outgoing with the news and stuff like that, just like Stacy is. And look what happened with Stacy.
A lot of, you know, psychopaths, narcissistic personalities have a very charming exterior. You look at Russell Williams. He was responsible for Corporal Como and Jessica Lloyd, and you know, and many break and enters and other disturbing things. But you know, he was high up in the military, well respected, very charming. He even, if I'm not mistaken, flew the Queen around, and there's various videos of him out, and you know, he was a very charming individual, you know, laughing, you know, you look at people that do these terrible things and you can't always tell from the outside. They put on their best foot forward, they put on the best mask, their best show, like John Wayne Gacy was a clown, you know, for children's birthday parties, and he had 21 men buried in his basement, young men, you know. You look at these people and everybody says, oh, they were the pillar of the community, they were this, they were that, you know. So you can't always, but a lot of people though, you'll also hear them say, well, I had this bad feeling about him, or I had this like
Bad
gut
vibration,
instinct, or like a bad vibe, or, bad mojo, whatever you want to call it. And I would say to the people out there, when you get that feeling, you need to trust that feeling. You have that feeling for a reason. And, it's like your internal red flag going, alert, alert, alert. And yes.
It is. Trust your freaking gut, people. Trust your gut. That's what you got to do, is trust your gut. You want to do this tomorrow? Did Nova Scotia? Okay, yeah. All right, let's do this tomorrow. You guys, thank
maybe,
you. Yeah. Huh? Whoa.
We might talk about Jordan's, but we might not. It was, I think I'm in two minds of that, to be honest with you. I think the man is clearly on edge and doesn't need to be poked anymore by us, per se. I think there's other people out there doing that.
Let everything else fine job. I don't know. This is too much drama with that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to dramatize this case, and it's already been turned into a circus, in my opinion. And like, I've tried desperately to just stick with the facts, and which is very difficult because there are no facts, because look at where the facts are coming from. The
facts are the 2 children missing.
Yes, and they haven't been found, and there's been no evidence of them found. There's no pull-up found, none of their clothing found. There's been nothing seen on video. There's been no sightings of the children, like,
that's it. The facts are the 2 children missing. The facts are there was 3 adults there, right, on the property. And that's about it.
And the facts are there's a lot of finger pointing going on by the family members themselves. And a lot of misdirection, in my opinion. And what is it? What they say when you're pointing one finger out, there's
100 pointing back at you. Yeah, when you're pointing a finger out, there's 100 pointing back at you.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to do this again tomorrow. I got to use the little girl's room. And the doggy does too. She's like...
Yes, if anybody has information, again, 1-800-222-TIPS. You're more than welcome to message Daphne's case files, and she will keep you anonymous as well. And I can put my email in the chat too. I am in the Maritimes, and I am, very dedicated to finding answers for Jack and Lilly. I want to know where they are. I want them found, and I'm not going to give up until they're found. Daphne's not going to give up. Nova's not going to give up. And I know Sunny's not going to give up. I know Justin's not going to give up. I know anyone that's working on this case comes at this case with, their heart really and truly invested in this, and with good intentions, despite what people think. Most creators are out there to try to get answers to find Jack and Lilly. And that's what this is about. People have different ways of going about it, but we just want to stick with the facts, and we want to find answers.
Absolutely. Before I cut off, I want to say something. Joyous, I was looking for you like about 10 minutes ago because somebody had mentioned that video last night. And I said, Joyous told me to get some aspirin. And I said, I already did. That freaking video, oh my God, my head was going to explode. But I was looking for you. I was like, yeah, Joyce told me to get some Tylenol. That was so funny. I think everybody needed to take some freaking Tylenol after that. I was laughing, though. I read that right before I went to bed. I almost died. But yeah, we're going to be back here tomorrow. But I want to thank Shenanigans for, yes, absolutely, Joyous, absolutely. I want to thank Shenanigans for coming up here with me and hanging out. And I'm going to have her back on tomorrow. So I think her and I just work better together. Like if we could just sit there and try to figure this out, like honestly, that's what we need to do, right? I keep looking at the chat when they're on the camera, but
well, I hope you enjoyed having me as a guest, and I hope the chat enjoyed having me on. And I really enjoyed it, and I really like to bounce ideas back and forth between everyone. And
I enjoyed having you on. Let's come back on tomorrow if you have the time. Seriously. I want to start with the breakdown of everybody.
Yeah, I think it's important to get a great idea of the family dynamics and the family members and who is all involved on all sides, not just the three that were in the house, but everyone, and why things are going the way they are.
What part they play. There we go. That's what I wanted to add, and I forgot to write it down.
What piece of the puzzle, where do they slot into this puzzle?
Exactly. What part they play and where, yeah, there we go. Okay, I got it saved here in my notes, so I got to write that down on my phone when I charge it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I apologize if I didn't see everybody's comment in the chat tonight, but I do care about what you have to say. I do care that you are here with us, and just know that I enjoy having you all in here, and we are all working for towards the same goal, and that is to bring justice to what happened to Jack and Lilly and find out what happened to them, right? We want to find them. We want to bring justice, give the family some, I don't want to say comfort, but like just knowing, you know what I mean? Just know where they're at.
Not knowing is worse, I think, than knowing, you know, because the family that don't know what happened, the people that don't know what happened, all they do all day, every day is play out the worst possible case scenario anyway, you know? So
that's what it is. Yeah. Over and over and over.
You might as well, if you know something, come forward and give the family some peace. And if you live, actually, I want to say one more thing. If you live in Landsdowne Station and surrounding areas, I implore you to have a look on your own properties. If you do not want Please Bring Me Home going on your property, please check your own property. Check outbuildings. Yes. Check under areas. If you have mine shafts on your property, check those. When you take your dog for a walk, look in the ditches. When, you know, just be mindful of your surroundings and what you're looking at. If you see, and I know this sounds morbid, disturbed ground, that's not, you know, that is something that needs to be reported.
Anything with mushrooms, if you see, like, I know now there's not going to be mushrooms, but if you see, usually disturbed ground would be like, there usually ferns or mushrooms grow there just from living out in the woods like a long time. I know there's a lot of broken trees and stuff like that. Now it's going to be hard because it's the seasons, right? But still, if something growing better than something else right next to it type thing. Lush. There you go. Lush. Yes.
So I know there was supposed to be an announcement made by Please Bring Me Home today, I think. So I'm going to go and have a look and see if anything was there. But if you have any tips on where they should search with the cadaver dogs, if you don't want to reach out to RCMP, reach out to Nick Olgreave. send them a message on Facebook, or I think there's a telephone number or their website, because I know they're going to be going out with cadaver dogs soon as well. So justice for Jack and Lilly, guys. Just keep on putting your ear to the ground, and if you hear anything or see anything, speak up. I gotta go because
bring me home. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I
gotta get my girls off to bed and get them tucked in.
Oh yeah, it's late. Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you so much, Shan. I'm gonna send you a message when I get done here, and then I'll talk to you in the morning. Thank you so much. You have a great night. Say good night, everybody.
Okay, see you later.
See you later. Thanks for joining.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right, guys. She was great, right? Like, she's like my sister from another mister. Seriously. Yes, 100%. We will not give up. I absolutely agree. I'm looking for Please Bring Me Home's information right now so I can post it. If you have any idea, ooh, is this it right here? Let me post their Facebook link. I'm pretty sure this is this. Let me make sure. If you guys want to go into my, come on, work. I hate Facebook sometimes. Okay, there we go. If you want to go into my community post, I did a, well, I didn't do it, but Andrea did a petition where you can sign it. Here we go. Did a post. Tips, please bring me home. So if you have any kind of tip or would like an area searched or whatnot, you can contact them while they are in town. So guys, I appreciate all of you. Belinda, we will not stop. We will not stop ever until we find answers. I promise you that. Boss man, thank you for being here. Mods, I love you guys. You guys are great. Everybody else, you guys are amazing. Members, love you guys. Thank you so much. She's going to be on tomorrow night too. So we are fighting for justice. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. Thank you.